looked so good the first like 14 minutes, but after that he just completely dropped the ball repeatedly.
Yeah, and
10 seconds
it's still a
remaining.
little flexible exactly how they want to run the Sand King. We've
5
seen some
seconds
safe lane
remaining.
Sand Kings with the aggro try. That's definitely still a possibility here. And something Warriors Gaming have to be
Reserve
careful
time.
about. Have yet to grab their own offlaner. The Axe is banned. One of the heroes that I think has the best chance as far as the common like melee solos go versus Sand King, but not an option.
Time for nuke damage, maybe. 4 staffs are going to be huge here. Maybe even, you know what I haven't seen in forever is Glimmer Cape. Nobody's buying Glimmer Cape anymore. What's up with
We
that?
saw one from the Wyvern in that VP newbie series.
Yeah.
Kaka, I think it was.
Yeah, he did. Just for some reason, just a little bit less. Everybody's
Wings
prioritizing other
Gaming's
items.
turn to pick.
Well, they grabbed the Dazzle, but not really much in the way of like reliable spam to deal with illusions later on.
Yeah, kind of. Shadow Wave with Elder Titan passive's kind of cool, but obviously that's
10 seconds
It's also reliant
remaining.
on having like a big clump of units to heal
kind
bomb,
of.
I guess.
But I feel like if 2
5
Luna
seconds
illusions roll up
remaining.
and they walk through a creep wave or something, I feel like you might be able to blow them up right there with aura
Reserve
and
time.
that. But I'm not 100%.
It also does give them a save for the Drow, and Wayne's, well, showing
Radiant
Warriors Gaming they
team
were
pick.
going to need it as they grab the Slardar. This gives them the Roche potential, and with the Slardar pick,
I kind
who's
of,
the support here? Is it the Sand Cane or is it the Slardar?
Kind of depends
10
on the draft
seconds
rounds out, I think.
remaining.
Sand King support's a lot less common than it used to be, so I think it's much more likely
5
just SK.
seconds remaining.
Put him in a 1v1 against just about any hero and he's set, just because Caustic Finale got maybe a little overbuffed.
Wings Gaming's
Hey,
turn
we
to
got
pick.
buffed and nobody's using it. I'm like, that's a good skill, I think.
So
But,
who's going to get, like, we have a new patch, right? So after this major, almost certainly we'll get the Monkey King, a new era of Dota, 7.0 perhaps, finally.
Yeah.
Like 5 years after 6.0 was
10
introduced, but
seconds remaining.
or even longer than that, I guess. It's been more like 8-9 years. But
5
anyway,
seconds remaining.
is Sand Cane gonna just get nerfed into the ground? Do you think he'll still be a relevant hero?
Reserve
I think
time.
they could just like slightly nerf Caustic Finale and it's fine. Like lower the slow or something like that. You could
Like-
do something tangential like that that won't really hurt it that bad. That'll just make it a little bit worse laning kind of a thing.
Like we were in the green room and Slacks was like almost had an aneurysm when Charlie was telling him how Omni Knight was gonna be like nerfed into oblivion, and Slacks was just crying and
Radiant team back.
beside himself.
Omni could use another small nerf, I think, but he's not
I'm fine with a mega
completely out
nerf
of
just
control.
to
A mega nerf.
just to trigger Slacks.
Just to punish Slacks. I can get behind that. Puck picked by Warriors Gaming, still in the wing strat, I guess. They
10
are currently at
seconds
3 out of
remaining.
5 of the wings.
Yeah, not
What-
too
they
shabby.
miss an IO, but they got an Elder Titan.
5
Mirana is
seconds
available.
remaining.
I
There
don't
you go.
think Mirana's as good this game though. There's a lot
I would
more
agree.
reliable catch.
Plus, you got Shadow Demon
Reserve
counters,
time.
arrow follow-ups, or burst follow-ups, and I'm sure Wings would love to have it. Actually, it's great for Wings. You've got tons of setup, disruption setup, burrow strike setup, Slardar initiation setup.
And they have last pick, so they can kind of wait this one out. But yeah, I think maybe you even need to ban it.
So Warriors Gaming likely going to go ranged hero. Invoker got banned. I feel like they're lacking disable right now. Definitely. They've
No,
got
good
Puck
call.
Lens.
Would have been
Radiant
great for
team
Wings, but
pick.
Warriors Gaming not going to allow it.
They don't want to pick it either, which I think is reasonable. Would have been kind of bad.
So the main
Well,
question
sure.
is this like a mid puck? Is it going to be a side lane puck? What is that
10
fifth
seconds
hero?
remaining.
They can they duel in with Elder Titan
5
or
seconds
Dazzle or
remaining.
something? Is that reasonable or is that too crazy?
Could be like Dazzle, Drow, Elder Titan, Puck. I think that's not terrible.
Reserve
I mean, you don't.
time.
It's not like a reliable kill lanes.
Yeah, not at all. Elder Titan Puck, definitely weird stuff, but
I think they need a frontliner. That's the main issue I see for Warriors
Yeah.
Gaming. Like Dragon Knight, maybe.
did Wings Gaming need a frontliner last game?
10 seconds remaining.
That's true, but
I don't think they. It was Puck, right? Yeah. You just jump in and do stuff.
all right.
Okay.
Sniper with
Wings
Drow Aura
Gaming's
mid lane is not going to be
turn to
fun.
I want to play Sniper right now. This looks
This
like
is like the buffest sniper you'll ever see.
a
That-
fun
that
looking
dwarf has
game.
been taking some roids.
And you know what always really surprised me about Sniper lately? Whenever I'll play pubs with the Sniper, I look at the scoreboard, and the Sniper could have felt bad,
10
and he's
seconds
always
remaining.
top damage. And I really think it's Shrapnel. That skill,
5
Super
seconds
underrated.
really
remaining.
good. It's 75 damage a second, lasts like 8 or 9 seconds. That's going to add up with Elder Titan Aura. The only downside is its damage over time. It might upset his ultis, but I like the Elk pick as well, though. He might get punished a lot. Elder Titan can maybe deal with him a bit. That's maybe something Wings is lacking a bit, is a bullying roamer, but I guess Slardar can aim for that. There's no Ogre Magi, but maybe can be similar. I kind of like what Warriors game is going for here. I think this has some potential. I think he's going to get ran at real hard, though, Sniper, that is. Don't know.
They have really good gap closers. He does have Dazzle for the save, but that is... I guess the main issue I see at the pick is they have a Drow and a Sniper who are both very squishy and need backup, and really only one reliable save in the form of the Dazzle.
And once Alchemist gets Radiance, he's just going to be like, all right, let's fight, guys, and he just runs at him.
What?
Dota 2!
Dota, please!
He's just going to run at them, and they're not going to be able to really stop him very well. I mean, they got Puckle. Poison Touch? Is the Poison Touch? No, Poison Touch is actually so bad. Every time I'm like, it's time to give Poison Touch another try. I max it out, and I'm like, God, this skill is
Never
shitty.
again. By the
It's
way,
so bad.
Faith, who was playing it was Ice last game, did not take a single point in it the entire game.
Yeah, honestly, like if you need it in lane, that's the good place. You can kind of zone off laners a little, but oftentimes you just
Dota
skip
got
that
so
damn thing.
upset as you started to formulate a thought involving Poison Touch that just crashed, Kevin.
I mean, they've been buffing it real
Triggered.
hard. 70 mana, 7-second cooldown, stuns for a whole second. Maybe they need you know what they should do? They should front load the damage, have the damage start as soon as it gets applied instead of doing damage after 3 seconds. That's a buff.
Make Dazzle a carry again.
I wish, dude.
Wings are going to move out aggressively, smoking here to start the game. We'll see Blink playing the Alchemist, so that's going to be your mid laner Shadow on the Luna. Looks like they might be prepping for an
30
aggro try. They
seconds
do
to
drop an Observer, but it's right under a Radiant Sentry already deployed. This one going to get quickly dewarded, I imagine. But they have dropped a second ward to block this camp, so really wanting to ensure that Warriors Gaming do not get the pulse off.
I mean, I don't even know if they're going to be there in time. They put the sentry down already. They've got 3 minutes. They're clearly scared of their jungle right now.
3 minutes later,
Since they're observable.
still haven't entered the bottom lane.
They spotted him, but I don't know if they'll be back there.
The
It'd be a great
battle
find for Ajit here,
begins.
especially because if he's a little low in HP, then the Tango Eat would be
This will
great.
come in handy.
Did you know this observer ward is a gem TD ward?
Is it really?
It really is. I like pointing that out to my co-casters to annoy them mostly.
Cool.
There's actually, it's one of the best things about that game, I think. You get to see a lot of really creative wards that nobody ever has.
I have actually never seen that one before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, looking at the laning matchups here, Sniper mid with the Drow Aura, but up against the Poor Man's Shield Alchemist. And he got the Bounty Rune to start the game. Anana also getting his, but obviously Alk going to benefit more from that. The big thing I was curious about, Kevin, is how effective do you think this aggressive tri-lane is going to be?
Hopefully very effective there for... Oh, it's Wings actually aggro. I think
Yeah.
it's a great aggro trial.
They did just get double dewarded, though, so that pull camp is available now.
Okay, that's good for them at least. The problem is that Drow Ranger's going to have trouble getting last hits because he's got to worry about Slardar cutting in and crushing. He's got to worry about disruption, setting things up. At this point, he's pretty much just getting experience.
No.
And not really what he wants to go for here. Max Nova wants to pull. They actually did deward the camp fully, so I mean, as long as he gets a pull going, I think they're going to be kind of okay. It also comes down to what Afu does, and he's actually rotating towards mid lane. But yeah, he's got Shrapnel level 2. Maybe they can kill Blink. It's going to be tough, though, especially with Acid Spray getting Sniper so low already.
Yeah, and the Poor Man's Shield doing a lot here. Sniper hits quite hard later on, but at this stage has pretty low damage. He's actually tanking the Acid Spray here,
God, is
trying
he
to
dead?
bait Blink in. Nana, I suppose expecting the Elder
Okay.
Titan to rotate, but this is not going to be a kill, as he has already made his way down to bottom.
He actually kind of messed up. He didn't pull his spear back in time, so he's just waiting. He might get a stack up. They see it coming. He got he ran through 2 neutral creeps. When it gets here, he's going to be like Superman for about 8 seconds. All right, it's 36.
No one to show off how Superman-y he is, too. He's going to grab
He's
the bounty,
fast.
though. So does deny the Alchemist.
Gave him 6% bonus movement speed.
Got him.
Ooh, this could be a little dangerous for Innocence here. Where's Poison Touch when you need it?
Chasing him out, but Ice there in position. Hanging onto the crush from the high ground. Ajit doing work, but not enough for the kill.
Really good attempt. I actually like his item build once. +6 to all stats for Drow Ranger here. Armor still sucks, but looking pretty effective. More difficult to kill at least. Nana's trying to farm against Blink, but man, Acid Spray. God, I hate playing against that skill. It's so annoying.
Oh, meanwhile, top lane, Kangaroo, very low. One more Caustic gonna take him into critical range, and Faith Beyond with the boots advantage, even chasing him, bullying this puck hard, but struggling a bit in the CS department.
I mean, we can't just say that Kangaroo is getting outplayed here. The matchup last game was a puck +1. It wasn't just a 1v1 matchup, so they're always going to be a little bit trading back and forth.
Yeah, you know Caustic Finale's good when you can fairly easily threaten a kill on a ranged hero with a Drow R at this stage.
Let's see the mine X-Nova connecting full camp to the left, so a little bit of creep deny there. Still level 1 on Elder Titan, but see a lot of heroes in the area. It's kind of an even laning stage, really. They're just kind of equally trading, except for the whole 4 last hits thing on Drum. That's no good.
I mean, is that enough to say that they're just losing the lanes flat out because of that?
God, I think so. I mean, there's 12 denies on Luna. That's so much lost experience, so level 3 on Drow. I guess Luna's a little lower level-wise, but at least Audred's able to pick up boots of speed, but it's a little harder for him to die, at least. I don't really see him dying in this lane. That's the best benefit for him. Shadow Demon going to go for some stack in here. Blink, we'll see if he gets a bounty.
That feeling when you're on Dazzle almost is the same number of quests. Only just now getting up to 6.
Yeah, it's not the best situation for them. At some point they have to go for shadow kills, but they don't really ever know where the supports are. That's another issue. They're going to put a ward down maybe by their spot. And Afu really hasn't accomplished much this game either. He hasn't pressured Alchemist. He spent a little bit of time top. He comes bottom, but nothing really happens there instead. It's like Wings is just kind of winning all the lanes.
Blink. Also free farming mid against the Sniper, who's doing quite well in his own right, but Alka's gotten his second bounty rune, I believe. Yeah, he got the top one, so starting to catch up quite a bit. While bottom, X-Nova getting cut out the grave. This could be the first blood. Looks like it likely will be. Lucent Beam there, ends up going down. So Wings, their patience pays off, sticking with the aggressive trying, finding the kill. Alk point ahead mid, courtesy of Greeble's Greed, and well, up top, so far, so good for Faith Beyond, who sits behind the puck in CS, but is getting his levels.
Yeah, that was a little unfair. Going towards Warriors, getting an invis rune, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to set up a kill. So it's going to happen. Ice Ice rotating to the mid lane now. Doesn't actually have mana for a stun, but
I guess just wanted to ward.
He did put the ward down. That's value. Oh, and he can start shooting Blink at least. I mean, Blink's not 6 yet. This is actually a little exploitable, especially if the supports on Warriors Gaming move to like enemy jungle, get some vision down where Blink is likely to farm when he starts getting a little passive here. That could be decent, but we haven't really seen Sniper become effective yet. Maybe he could rotate to the safe lane too. Like Shrapnel slow plus a little disable, if they had a disable on their team, could be amazing, really. But Puck is what I'm looking for. Level 6 now.
I hear Toby just yelling in my ear.
About what?
It could have been amazing. What was that? I think that was TI2, right?
I don't actually know.
That was like that Tong Fu Navi fight, maybe? I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I don't even remember. Out of all the Toby Saints, that's the one I do not know. There are many though, that's for sure.
Oh, good old Tober.
No, my favorite thing he said today was he said some hero that had an R at the end, and he said Luna, but they both had R's because whenever he has an A at the end, he always has R.
That one is true though. He really does end everything with an ER sound. It's unbelievable. Friggin' Aussies, man.
They can't stop, man.
But then I've heard other people.
Ooh,
oh, Wings going for the smoke gang. Afu there to reveal it, but also just a bit too close. Epicenter is going to come off. Afu will go down. So Faith Beyond making the early movement. He finds Pater.
And interesting skill build too. 3 points in Caustic Finale just for extra damage.
Yeah, I mean, this is like you said. It was a 1v1 top, not a 1v2. So I like the adjustment in skill build.
Courier coming top here. I'm gonna fly something out. It's a weird way to purchase a Belt of Giant Strength, but I mean, now it's just Alchemist mid. Like, Sniper is trying to do damage to him, but he's just sitting there regenning.
At this point, you have Chemical Rage, you've got the Helm of Iron Will regen and armor. Sniper can't really harass you out of the lane. Nor is he a hero that wants to be risking going to the rune, so... Although he leads in CS for now, he is still down on net worth, and gotta imagine once Alk starts really turbo farming in the jungle with the level 3 acid spray, we're already gonna see it, that he will pull ahead.
And Ice Ice has just been sitting top this whole time, waiting for Kangaroo to come back to lane. And finally, he's here. Luna is not 6 yet, though. First,
they were waiting for this orb, and now they're going to make their move. Kangaroo can't jaunt in. It's too late. Caught by the crush. Has the coil ready. And the silence with the phase shift. Won't be enough. Wings find the kill, and they walk away. So very good patience there from the Slaughter.
That was like a minute and a half at least that he waited
Dyer's
there.
middle tower
Incredible
is
amount of
under
patience.
attack.
But a huge kill. That's the one hero on Warriors game that should be rotating. I think it's kind of a mistake he hasn't made.
Uh-oh. The turnaround going to come bottom, maybe. Faith Beyond tries to burrow away, but the Drow Silence sets it up. Pretty underrated spell, Gust, I would say.
Yeah, and Crosshair's kind of in the same boat. Like, once you have that maxed out,
Radiant's top tower is
64%
under
movement
attack.
speed slow. It's
Dyer's
really a lot of
middle
control.
tower
And
is
since they are
under
lacking
attack.
disables, I kind of like the fact that
Dyer's
he's maxing
structures are
out. He's only got 1 point of precision aura, though. It's a pretty value skill. You're getting 20% of
Dyer's
the
bottom
38%
tower
value,
is
but
under attack.
it's certainly going to help, or it's going to affect how well Sniper does, for example, as well. Like, I feel like Warriors game haven't rotated at all.
Oh, there's a Gust bottom. Faith Beyond just TPing into the tower, straight into his own demise. Wayne's Gaming, the quad hero ambush.
That was good.
I say ambush, he at least saw a couple of those heroes, but now 5% on the bottom lane. They're going to start pushing early, Kevin.
Dyer's
And I
bottom
was going to
tower
ask
has
you,
fallen.
how worried are you if you're Wings Gaming seeing there's a Shadow Demon, there's this dirty like Alchemist Radiance with Disruption and a
This is
Luna,
slow.
but as I say that, they're looking to pressure and punish very early.
I mean, if they can get these 2 towers, this is massive, and this is just a Radiant versus Dire strategy. If you take the bot 2, and then you take the mid 2 towers, then all of the Aegis advantage that Wings should have is a little bit gone. But they got to take a fight here.
They want to fight and they move in. Eyesight's not quite level 6. They're going to even bring in the Alk. He gets silenced. They still chase forward. They really don't want to focus him down. Nana's out in front. A bit out of position. Good silence on Eyesight as he comes in, but it's only a level 1 silence, unfortunately, so they find that first kill. Sniper down. Looking for more. Kangaroo going to orb away the burrow just a bit late as he will phase shift out towards Freedom. Still, though, Odd Jet being chased. They have damage. They can continue pursuit, and there's not much to defend him. Just X-Nova behind the tower. No TPs on either of these heroes. They've seen that both are lacking, and they might just sweep around and go all in on this dive. There's the Lucid Beam to set it up. Afu there, looking for the stomp, but will he find anything? Doesn't have the mana for the stomp, actually only coming out with the Spirit for now, and now Ajit out of position. He'll go down as well, so that's 2 carries down. X-Nova makes it out to safety, but a big turnaround by Wings.
Yeah, and just think this started by the tier 2 on the enemy side, all the way over here.
They literally chased them from here to here.
But I think the movement from Warriors game is smart. They've got to try to take that power advantage, especially because they're laning stage 1 weak. Oh, gonna see kill mid? Yeah,
Oh,
let's get
the
it.
swag, Kangaroo. He orbs out like he's going to leave, and then he's like, oh, actually, I can kill you. I can kill you, too. He has the stick charges. Ice Ice has to wait out this coil. The Drow Ranger's dead, though. He doesn't have the bonus
He's gotta
damage
juke
that he
it
was
so
counting
no way.
on. With the stick, he'll pop it. Waiting for the phase shift. Ice Ice with the patience. The pump fake gets it done. Oh, man. Almost a sick outplay there. Puck gets both of those
yeah.
kills, but
That would have been crazy. He maybe should have kept right-clicking at the start of the
Dyer's
ulti
top tower
rather
is
than
under
going for the
attack.
runaway. And at that point, he's like, okay, I don't have mana to TP. I got to fight this.
I think he was maybe, he did the math assuming he had the Drow aura, but didn't have the bonus damage. 'Cause I think with it, he gets that kill.
Radiant's
Possible.
bottom
It's very,
tower
very
is
close.
under
And that's a
attack.
big pickup for Ice Ice, actually. That's killing the off lane as a support. 2-0-3 now on Slardar. Maxed out on Sildane Crushing. He's got 1,000 in the bank. So should be a tower dying mid at least for Warriors Gaming. But despite these towers dying, they're definitely lacking.
Dyer's
some
middle
experience.
tower
Blink with
has
the
been
great
denied.
deny on mid is going
Dyer's
to
top
offset a
tower
lot of
is
that
under attack.
tactical advantage they get from the draw.
Even though he comes to the fight, he is still dangerously close to a very fast Radiance here. Got the armlet. He's been getting bounty runes pretty consistently. You can see they're still showing up here on the game feed. And now 3.1k gold. Radiance is coming soon. And that's to say nothing of the Luna, who looks to be building towards the Helm of the Dominator. So this is 2 games in a row now where it looks like Wings,
Radiant's
even if they
top
play
tower
aggressive early,
is
they are
under
going to
attack.
back it up with an extremely scary late game economy.
I feel like Warriors Gaming did see this TP though, or inside the smoke. They ran far to the right. Oh, Nana's not reacting though. Okay,
I'm going to call him dead. Yeah, take back your anchor.
So it was kind of interesting how they did that. Wings ran all the way to the right of that Observer Ward by the Dire Tier 2, and then they smoked. Just maybe
Dyer's
in the
bottom
assumption
tower
that there
is
was
under
maybe a
attack.
ward there a little bit more south. So it actually did work out for them.
Oh,
little
Faith
surprised.
Beyond hiding in the trees. The
Radiant's
Warriors
bottom
gaming smoke,
tower
gonna break.
is
The
under
orb
attack.
comes through. He tries to cut and run, burrows his way out. Can they catch him with the stomp? He's gonna dodge that as well. They might have to commit a coil to secure this kill. Kangaroo, he's gonna drop it. Now the TP out the silence. Too much damage. They will find it. But it's a 4-hero rotation just to get that Sand King kill.
If they get the tower after,
Does delay the blink though. He's not He's the one who suffered, I guess, with all the rotations and constantly in the middle of these fights. 4 deaths now. It's going to be a very late Sand King blink.
So while they're all up there, Wings got this or ulti at least, so it should go pretty fast, especially without tanking and Armlet on top of that, and Assassin's Great. It's a very minus armor Roshan.
Very minus armor punch. Wow. Relic has been picked up. Radiant's coming soon. You really need to give the Alk the Aegis out. I guess maybe the timing's perfect as they immediately move into the Roshan pit, try to contest this thing. They're too late to counter the Rosh, and they win the fight. Drow Ranger laying into Ice on the Slaughter, not able to finish him off. The Illusion's marching forward. Shadow sweeping around, has the Eclipse ready. Just the Lucent Beam to start using the Alk Illusions to scout, give them a spot of extra vision. Always relying on Ice to turn this around, but the Orb comes through, brings them low. They're going to chunk down the Slaughter. Oh, Blakey doesn't have the Radiance yet. They need that burn damage. It'd be easy kill after easy kill for them instead, though. They do find the Sniper burrowing through. Blink not getting quite enough done. They're going to kite him, control him. Disruption there, but no one to follow it up. Faith Beyond already used the Epicenter. He doesn't have the Blink to get back into this fight. Aegis down, Kevin. They might be able to kill him twice.
They're going for Shrapnel here, and no, they're going to try to save. He's only got one left.
No, doesn't look like he's got a great escape plan. He just slowly waddles in, death by the stomp. Wow. I'm a little surprised that they tried to force that fight so hard.
I mean, they're like, we're winning. We got Roche. We have level advantage. It looked so good there, especially after Puck chose not to jaunt to the southeast. I thought for sure he was dead, but they barely kept him alive with the Grave and a really needed fight win for Warriors. If they take that advantage there and get massively ahead, that was a big mistake by Wings.
Well, certainly reflected on the graph, even with Alk having such a good game and the Roshan. This came back to parity for now.
And he had the Relic, he had like 700 gold. And
an Aegis, and he's like, yeah, I'm just going to go and die twice.
And he spends like a minute, 2 minutes attacking instead of just killing like 6 creeps and having a Radiance. And then the whole fight changes. If he had Radiance there, that was like a quad kill.
And to make matters worse, now Warriors Gaming, they're emboldened. They're moving through the enemy jungle. What level is this Silence? Could maybe kill off Shadow. It's level 4.
Well, they seem to
Afu
work, so.
can set this up. No, they're going to head north, and instead they converge on Faith Beyond. Blink Dagger. Oh, could be delayed, but in fact the Burrow clips Kangaroo while in Viz. He doesn't have his own Blink. Oh, he tries to juke through the trees. The Orb is there, cutting off the path of retreat. Can drop the claw to secure this kill. Will do so. Delays the Blink again. Another costly catch as Faith Beyond continues to be shut down here.
Really important kills. All the tier 1's gone now. They still have tier 2s on Wings' side, but you know, Warriors Gaming is clearly good at pressuring and delaying the whole Radiance thing. This is actually now a stupidly late Radiance. He was on path to have the typical 12-13 minute, but we're 15 minutes in. He hasn't picked up yet. He's got the same last
and they
hits
took
that a
Roach,
Sniper
which
does.
you normally don't get this early. So
yeah.
It is very late. He has it now, and I guess the question is, with Warriors Gaming getting this little boost, and they've now taken down a tier 2 top, they've grabbed already the tier 1s in all 3 lanes. Like, do they have enough map control to contain these Shadow Demon split push shenanigans?
I feel like they do, certainly. I mean, we can maybe look at the heroes and say they don't have the best push-out heroes. I mean, Elder Time's great against it, I would say. Pick up a Solar and do Astral Spirit, Echo Stomps on creep waves. Sniper's okay against it. What do you think he's going to go this game for a build, by the way? It kind of looks like SNY Dragonlance, perhaps, but I'm quite partial to Maelstrom in this one.
I like Manta a lot versus Slardar, so I'd be pretty... You don't like Manta?
It gives you tons of attack speed, but costs 5,000 gold, and it gives you the worst damage increase. But it is good attack speed, and he has got Drower, so I guess it's okay this game. For the fact that he's a Drow and he's against a Slaughter, I'm going to let it slide.
I mean, you can Manta dodge the Alk Concoction, remove the Amp. It could be a casual Yasha for now. I'm not sure. I think you get Hurricane Pike first. It's top lane. Catching out the Luna. Shadow. Wow, down. And Warriors Gaming right back in not only this game, but maybe this series as well. Though, as I say that Ice, he's got his Blink Dagger actually before his own Sand King. Faith Beyond going to look to follow this up. Catches the Burrow, but Afu could be a big stomp against Brave. Connecting, now looking for the Earth Splitter. Going to land on the Shadow. Even they kill off the Sand King in the trees. Another death for him. A Silence on the Blink. Can they kill him off in time? The Alk will fall. Ice now giving pursuit, but it's a very under-farmed support. Slardar, man mode from X Nova. Dazwool is the call. So kill him off. And just like that, Wings completely hemorrhaging here. They are bleeding from every orifice, Kevin. And they are now down for the first time this game.
It is not awesome. You see a Dazzle walk up like that and he's like, because I did the Slaughter have the stun too? That could have gone the other way as well. That was very,
I mean, you see those ugly choppers. He's got a mean streak. Dazzle.
That was very in your face and a huge little turn of events. I mean, Sniper got blown up almost instantly. He got just killed from all the minus armor, but that was the first after Radiance fight from Alpin. Again, Frost Arrows, man, this skill is really good. It's making it so hard for Wings to fight. Like, even with all the minus armor they have, like once the Alp engages, 64% slow from one hero, and he's got to deal with Shrapnel, and he's got to deal with Dream Coil or Echo Stomps. Like, that's another thing. If you're that slowed, Echo Stomps get hit every single time.
And the thing is, because they're not as far ahead as they would have been, like, the illusions die quickly. Alk doesn't have the Manta, the Octarine. He's not even close to those items. He doesn't even have his BOTs yet, though I think they might be on the Courier. Yeah, they are now. Okay, so the BOT's coming at least, but even the Luna fairly underfarmed, so the illusions die fast, and thus, like, these single target heroes on Wings don't really have to worry about the illusion swarm. Yeah,
and especially if they get like a Maelstrom, maybe an Axe on Dry Ranger, it's not going to be a big concern. It's still about split push though, and Wings does have really good split push heroes. At least on Alchemist as well as Sanking are pretty good. The other heroes on Wings have got to be a lot more.
Another tower down. The Strauss Sniper duo, very good at mowing down buildings.
Range and tons of damage, and Sniper plus Strauss, that's just the build. 58 bonus damage. He picks up a Staff of Wizardry, so he's going to go for the old 4-staff into Hurricane Pike. Definitely needed after that last
Radiant's
fight.
middle tower
Really
is under attack.
And especially now that Sand Kane has his own blink, they don't think they've seen it yet. Wings could abuse this, though. You're 20 minutes in nearly. It's a core Sand King. You kind of just assume he has one, I would say, but maybe Wings can find an opening here.
I mean, Slaughter's got his as well. He's the off.
He had it last fight, actually.
Ice, man. This guy's having a great game, 2-2 and 5. Afu doing his best to try to push the lane out. He pulls the Spirit back. This is really close. Will he get the stun?
Just barely dodging away. And in fact, Ice revealing the gank, though the smoke was about to expire. So they get a ward down. Wings Gaming, counter smoke.
Oh, the ward goes down just a little bit late. They see the courier though. Did they realize? Yep,
oh, the ping comes out.
They know where they're waiting.
Good map sense here by Wings. Seeing the courier and then not seeing any heroes, they get real suspicious.
That was pretty good for Wings.
They will scatter away.
Even though the gank didn't work, they still got 2 super deep wards down, which now informs them where Warriors Gaming was. And now because of that, they don't even get their successful kill.
And looking at the way this Wings lineup is constructed, just time is their friend. They have the better lineup for pushing out lanes. They have the better flash farm heroes in the Luna, and of course the Alk, especially when there's a Shadow Demon behind them. They are dire and generally should be able to get to Roshan, though granted they are lacking all 4 towers they would like to have near the pit. But for now, they are just farming, which is pretty much what this lineup looks to do.
They're hiding a little bit. They could definitely.
We'll find Shadow here. Kangaroo initiating forward. He already committed the Veil, though. Shadow just going to walk away. Instead, they're going to turn back. They recognize that he's not alone. They find Faith the 2-hero coil. Beautiful grab by Kangaroo Shadow. No TP available. Faith Beyond trapped in the trees as well. Has the TP out, but I don't think he would make it even if he tried. They pump in those Drow Frost arrows, and they find 2 and 2. Well, I'll call it cores, though. Sand King basically support at this point.
What an amazing ulti there by Kangaroo. He is completely making up for last game here. A lot of pressure on Slardar. And they stop any split push that Wings can do in the meantime.
That was a great coil. And very patient, too, to scout out the tree line, look for other heroes, and only then go back for the 2-hero grab.
I mean, maybe there was some miscommunication or misunderstanding about where Warriors Gaming would be because the Luna eventually came out of the tree line and started pushing, but
they're going high ground.
A little shaving some HP here. Weird.
Yeah, but with Drow and Sniper, it's a fairly quick shave. Cuts a bit close.
2k gold now for Drow. They're going in.
Nice. Man mode. Blink Trust to start. It's on to Afu. Oh. Looking for the turn. They will find Ajit, but the stomp was there. It connects on 4. This is going to set up the puck going in. Too bad Kangaroo didn't have that coil 5 seconds away. That might have been a team wipe for the coil. But they're lucky only lose the Slaughter.
But why go in there? That was very bizarre for me for Ice.
I feel like they're just playing cocky this game. Like I'm not. It doesn't seem like they respect Warriors Gaming from their play.
I see that viewpoint. The last game was definitely embarrassing for Warriors Gaming. The way that they played that definitely made them look a lot lower. But Warriors Gaming is doing just fine now. And maybe you're right. They fought with the Aegis. It didn't quite work out. They're like, whatever, we'll make it up. But it's looking worse and worse over time.
Well, and of course, under siege for now, not split pushing with Blink, which is generally what you would like to see. They're going to disrupt him, use his illusions to hold this lane, but already the tower, Kevin, down by 2/3 nearly.
And as they get more and more force staffs, it's going to be even harder for Wings to take team fights. Because got 2 great disables, the Slardar stun and the Sand King stun, but past that, they easily have the Alk solutions. This guy's going to have to buy 2 armor items this game, I think. Like Octarine into like the AC Shivas kind of a thing. Because with Drought Aura and Sniper and how many slows they have, and even like Puck turns into a DPS hero, and even Dazzle turns into a DPS hero. It's just
yeah, we saw that a little taste of that earlier.
It's just normally so hard to kill Alchemists, but with all the minus armor they have and the Drought Aura and the Elder Titan Aura, it's looking okay.
And the thing is, we're seeing those kiting items come out. You've got double Hurricane Pike, the Manta already, the Blink Yules on Puck. Yules just completed. They can easily run away from a Slardar, from an Alchemist. They can reposition in fights, so these great jumping heroes, the Sand Cane and the Slardar, can't reliably count on running down a squishy Drown Sniper. On top of that, they're not really that squishy anymore. 1,500 health on the Drow, and Sniper sitting close to that. Into the pit they go.
So I guess split push for now. Push out lanes, maybe Alk can take a tower top. But even though they did take those towers, it's still so hard for them to reliably get Roche. Roche on the high ground, so they'll do ward the sentry at least. Or no, they're going to hold on this. They would definitely reveal the fact that they're in there.
Oh, instead, they're going to smoke in the pit, sneak on out, and wrap around. Who will they find, though? That's the question.
Okay. I think they did this because it reminds me of the last game. The Roche Wings knew, so they were like, oh, we'll do something tricky here.
Yeah, but while that's happening, Blink is farming up a storm. He takes on the tower top, has the Manta, suddenly Octarine nearly materializing. So still getting his items as they will commit the weave. Looks like Warriors Gaming should get the Roshan uncontested. Slot open on Nana to grab this.
There. But I think this is more useful for Wings. It's an okay trade for what Wings wanted. If they can get this Lunica, it'll be huge.
Good Yules to set things up. Kangaroo trying to be patient here, but perhaps the turnaround going to come. The epicenter is there from Faith Beyond, gets pushed away by a Gust. Now the arrows chunking into Ice. Can they finish him off? They will. Epicenter, the Burrow Strike coming through. X on 2, looking for the additional kill. Will pop the Aegis. Good combo there with the Alchemist. Do they find more? Puck is very far out of position, spent this whole time trying to chase down the Luna, then jukes through the trees, can ambush them on the way up, still holds the coil, has the Veil, but gets hit by a Lucid Beam, has to orb, tries to get away, now lets the coil go, only connects on 1 parry. That is Blink. Chemical Rage cooling down, but it is up again. He's silenced. Can they kill him off inside the stop? They'll find the kill. They look for Faith Beyond as well. There's Sandstorm trying to scurry away, but the Frost Arrows coming in, raining the pain through. 4 fall. It looked like it might be a turnaround fight for Wings, Kevin, but that 2-hero stun, unfortunately one of those heroes had the Aegis.
These fights are just so bizarre, kind of. It just seems like Wings has no damage at all. And maybe it's just because the Luna's not there, or we're not getting Eclipse, but even like Slardar's not amplifying what Alchemist does well. Like the Alk is not so much a single target DPS hero, so it's like the Slardar's value is not quite as high as it normally is what it feels like. And Luna isn't really able to just DPS these fights because she doesn't have BKB, so if Puck's there and he's got a Veil, she's going to lose half her HP as the fight starts.
And we have yet to see an Eclipse this game, I think, worth mentioning. I don't believe Shadow's used it at all.
Yeah, I think you're completely right here. But, I mean, he's still farming decently well, but he keeps getting picked up. And again, Kangaroo's got him again.
All right. Hey, buddy. Yule Scepter ready. Might wait for a TP out, which is about to cool down. Shadow into the trees. Oh, Kangaroo playing this one so patiently. Throws the orb to make sure he keeps the vision. Now the Yule Scepter interrupting the teleport. Then the silence, and the Sniper does a little plank, a ho-ho, a ha-ha, and see you later, buddy. Another death for the Luna. He's not able to get anything going.
He knew that he was being followed. The Sniper ran past the creep wave, but it's a great invis pickup. Kangaroo's been really MVP in this game. I think that's pretty clear. And his 2 cores are farming plenty.
And it's a nice comeback story, I guess, as far as the series goes, given that he really was the GOAT. And I don't mean greatest of all time when I say that of game number 1. Had a really rough showing on the Sand King, but such a good showing this time around.
So any vision advantage that Wings was enjoying before is going to be pretty much picked up and gone. Lifesteal not picked up for Drow Ranger. What do you think, Satanic this game? Or is this too early? Or just Morbid Mask, sit on that, grab a Butterfly maybe, transition. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know if you go full Satanic yet. Like, there's a lot of stuns to interrupt you from actually lifestealing, so...
Maybe the HP would help in that case. But
I could see, like, anything really, like a Scotty. I mean, you could make an argument for the Satanic, like you said, just for the HP. Butterfly is always good as Drow.
I actually think he goes... I would go Ags, I feel like. Covers HP, gives you better illusion
That's a good point.
And then it allows you to transition into whatever you need. Maybe the BKB would be better. Definitely maybe a safer build than Ags. But if you buy Ags and you go like MKB, illusions are cake. You're just going to kill them super fast.
Yeah, that gives them like a late game tool to try and deal with wings.
And then if they go MKB, it's all amped by Elder Titan Aura and Veil and...
Oh, that's a good point.
And you can lifesteal from MKB procs as well.
Oh,
I think... I'll look that up the other day.
Okay. So...
Yeah, you can.
Blink now. Pretty much completed the basics here on the Alk. Haven't really talked much about like what the game plan is, looking more long-term for wings. Do you see them just trying to split push the whole game? Is there a point where they look to aggressively take fights? And then along with that, I guess, what is the... Like, how do they get to that point where they can change things up?
I'm sure they'd love to take ganks, especially. They've got great ganking heroes. They've got pretty good teamfight heroes, but it requires Warriors game to be a little grouped, I think. And with the BKB pick up for Sniper, for example, if he's on the back lane, he can certainly still die to physical damage because of Acid Spray plus Amp, but if you're comboing that with like a Sand King, then BKB is going to give him the ability to do whatever he wants in the fight.
Oh, quick shrapnel towards the bottom lane, but Warriors Gaming having secret ambitions of a smoke. They'll move into their jungle, heading towards the Dire Ancients. Hunting perhaps for the Alchemist. Not going to find him yet. They are lacking vision on the Dire side of the map, but they might just strike gold here as Ice moves out. Shadow sitting back in the base. They're very nervous about a potential movement. In fact, they're even moving into the Dire Woods. They almost are going to perfectly locate them. The scan not quite connecting. It is nighttime, but now they look for their catch. Ice with the quick reactions, though, still going to get caught by the coils. That's committed. And now they follow this up. Shadow, Veil, already using him. They're going to aggressively try to force him back. Had to go for the disruption, and meanwhile, Faith Beyond committing the epicenter, but Apu gets grabbed at the last possible moment. At the buzzer, he TPs home to freedom, and still they move forward. Nana out a bit far, but able to bring down Blink. He pops the BKB, starts to work on Faith Beyond. Faith Beyond epicenter down and now on the run. It's the story of Sandcage struggling this series, and the struggle will continue here as Sniper finishes him off. 4 dead. And Kevin, if they go on to lose this game, I got to imagine someone in that Wings room is going to be really pissed.
I think it's very likely. I mean, the Alchemist is looking just completely worthless in these teamfights. Octarine, I don't even think is the right item this game. I think he had to go an armor item. Minimum, sell that damn poor man shield. It's too late. Get a plate mail in there, then get maybe some Octarine afterwards. He's just getting shredded by all these right-click hits. And he doesn't do enough damage. That one teamfight they had to win, they lost it.
Oh, a 2-hero crush on the cores. Normally that's the start of a good initiation, but just too tanky. Glaives bounce through, hardly tickling them. That's another tier 3 nearly finished off to go with the tower bottom. It's death throws basically, and then they just walk away.
Yeah, they absolutely have to, because Sniper put all his money into this BKB. It was great for that fight, got some gold advantage, but continuing to siege, it's not something they're ready to do. So I mean, Wings can certainly still win, but the way that team fight looked, it is not looking good. That was a very spread out fight though. Solo epicenter on the Elder Titan, who still survived somehow. That was pretty incredible. Oh, I guess it must have been Dazzlegrave, right?
Yeah, Dazzlegrave at the last moment, but I mean, that's kind of the issue we're seeing for Wings is they don't really have great single target bursts. Like, they have the amp damage, but then Alchemist is all AoE. Sand King's all AoE. Luna, like, decent single target burst if you get a perfect Eclipse and you're hitting one hero with all your illusions. But
or you have like 4 items usually.
Yeah, but that's
still a little early.
She's never confident enough to go in like that. She was actually hiding in the base, remember, when that gank was happening.
We got another Invisible Kangaroo. How many hits is like
Jesus Christ.
16th this game or something like that?
To be fair, I guess he should be getting a decent number because they have full rune control, but still, it's impressive.
There's a ward in the base of Wings here. I don't know if that got spotted or not, but
don't think so. The gem on Afu right now. So only Warriors Gaming with an easy way to deward that.
They could go for the puck here. They see him. Yeah. Oh, they got him.
As the Yules, though, he silences right as the Slardar jumps in. Burrow straight comes in. The timing by Faithion as the phase shift's about to expire. A pretty important kill just to get some momentum for Wings here.
Thought that was going to be one of those S4 escapes where you accidentally are farming, but you silence the person that initiates and
then still get away.
you get out.
Just to really trigger Wings as much as possible.
But that's the stuff that Wings really need here. And it's a little difficult. They kind of have to take those two heroes almost every time. It has to be some combination of at least Sand King or Slardar plus a core is the only way they get any kills. And against a hero like Puck, they need multiples.
All right, Roshan number 2. Getting closer. Are we going to see a big fight around the pit?
Well, Puck's still dead for 35, so unfortunately for them, Roche is not up yet. But
and they could take it real fast if it was.
Yeah, they definitely could. AC next for Alchemist. That'll certainly help a lot. 15 more armor, 5 more armor for his allies. More minus armor against his opponents. Like, Sniper is sitting around 20 right now, but even still doesn't take a whole lot for him to run out.
Under attack.
Yeah, of course, the Dazzle could be the savior to deal with that minus armor if you get off a good weave.
And Manta finished up by Sniper. Definitely good at pushing. Kind of. The illusions are pretty crap versus the creep waves, but the fact that they can send that top and at least delay Wings' ability to pressure towards the tier 2 is really strong. See what he buys afterwards. Like right now, he's got basically got 3 hybrid defensive items. His damage is not fantastic. It's pretty much all about shrapnel, headshot, and assassin. Luckily for the hero, you can definitely justify this. But I think really the big damage dealer might just be Draw Ranger pretty soon here.
Just have the Draw R to help and maybe the weave to make him hit a bit harder, but yeah, like he's definitely not a hard carry sniper as of yet. But with these items now, it feels like he can easily pivot in that direction. Mostly Wings have magic damage. They have amp damage, but as we've talked about, not really anyone to, like a TA, to just burst that amped target down. So could definitely see him go into more of a late game build from here.
I wonder if he's going to go for like Daedalus to make his illusions good, or Alter for a not a good illusion item like MKB or Mjolnir. But I feel like those 2 items give a lot more impact, perhaps. Maybe not MKB, but he could also go Scotty. Quite good with Manta style, but still be lacking some damage here.
Even Butterfly, I think, is pretty solid, given... I mean, I guess you're up against the Radiance, so maybe you want the MKB to ensure you don't miss.
Definitely a lot of questions for his build. Will be interesting to see what he goes for. In the meantime, Wings just does not want to let Roche go to the enemy team because they're finally getting kind of close to being able to take team fights. Their cores are becoming more survivable. But if there's an Aegis on the enemy team, especially on these heroes that already have so many defensive items, then killing them twice is going to be tough.
Yeah, you blow your load with the Epicenter, the Eclipse. That's one fight. Then good luck with round 2. Blink gonna confidently move an illusion through the enemy woods. They'll farm this bottom lane, and with illusions heading streaming really towards mid, they're even gonna send the Shadow Demon there to keep this push going a bit longer. Alka in front. Oh, dude, they take the bait.
So
I mean, I say bait. It's not really though. Drow gonna start things off. They're not seeing much backup for Blink, so they start to move more aggressively, but now the Slardar comes in with the crush. Ice Ice could be in trouble next. The coil's there, snaps instantly, and then one last Blink. Down he goes. Now the chase forward. Force Staff, or rather Hurricane Pike in. And that is gonna put an end to any Roshan ambitions for Wings.
Why was he there? I feel like Wings is on a very different page of expecting where Warriors games are going to be. It's like the second or third time that
it seemed like one of those like, oh, they're gonna just assume we have 4 heroes behind him, so we could do this. But they already showed the Shadow Demon mid. So yeah, it's a little questionable from Wings.
If they want to take this is still really dangerous. A lot of cliffs here, a lot of ways that Wings can approach things like Epicenter.
Could be huge, and they now have some Alka illusions, but I say that, the Veil bursting them down. A fresh army created, they'll march in. Sniper turning back to deal with these. Alk revving up the stun. There's the Lucid Beam, the prep. Now the Hurricane Pike back as Faithion initiates in. The Draw Ranger caught, but not dead yet. Hurricane Pike away for her too. Blink out for Kangaroo, and now they can look for the turn. The coil's cooling down, Kevin. They're not finding these quick kills. They've already blown a bit of their load with the Epicenter. Faithion's got a Glimmer Cape away with the help of Innocence. I don't know if they can really stick around with this coil about to be up, though. As I say, the Kangaroo gets caught with a Force Step again, saving his life, and maybe turning this fight a blink back. And all of a sudden, Dream Coil online.
They're going to catch Elder Titan. Start forcing one.
Looking for the catch at least, but simultaneously, Ice Ice, he went in, but he went in without backup. He was way out of position. He gets punished, and now Nana, BKB, manning onto the Alchemist, who tries desperately to stand his ground. The Eclipse comes through, the Stomp is there, Disruption interrupted. Shadow will find a crucial kill on the Draw Ranger, and now Sniper's BKB is worn off. He hasn't killed off Blink just yet, goes for the Hurricane Pike, but Blink gets onto him, bringing him low. Can he finish him off in time to Stomp? Not gonna connect, it's so close, he doesn't get the kill, and meanwhile Kangaroo dealing with the Sand King, can throw out the orb. Momentarily could look for the turn. He does connect on the Sound Six, done it up in his own right. 2 auto attacks required. He gets it. Faith Beyond down. All 3 have fallen. 2 cores and a support. Fulo dying to the illusions. The 4-step gaming to save the day.
He didn't want the action to end, so he's like, I'm going to walk into these illusions and die.
Jesus, that was at the buzzer, man. I can't believe Sniper lived there.
Amazing team fight. And a whole 50 gold change. Pretty big.
Woo!
A lot of damage done by Wings, but out finally in that place where he's difficult to kill by the Radiant team. But
Roshan is not dead yet, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, they slowly kind of worked it down, but...
Uh-oh. They're going to contest this. A good stomp could set things up here. Will he get it off in time? Roshan down. 4-step. The Aegis hits the deck. Is anyone going to grab it? Nana's like, I want a piece of that. It ends up being scooped up by Shadow, but immediately destroyed by the Hex of Kangaroo. Freshly completed. They're now going to bring down the Slaughter. They might just kill him twice. The stomp is there. Looking for the disruption. Innocence holding onto it patiently. Lets it go now, but he's still trapped in the pit where the Sniper continues to land him. Doesn't even bother with the cheese. Recognizes it'll probably just be 3 deaths of the coil. Finding Innocence as well. Up above. Warriors Gaming continue to battle back. And they will completely negate that Roche.
So they get the Roche, but instantly dying in there. No 4 staffs left over there for Wings. They couldn't get the Luna out.
Also, Alchemist bought back in the middle of that.
Whoa, okay. That wasn't going to be worth it there.
They have no Eclipse. They do have an Epicenter, but...
That's really expensive. It cost them 1,300 gold and obviously buyback for 7 minutes. Now they're just slapping towers.
And they can siege pretty safely here. Also, bear in mind, at any moment, Puck could jump in. For the Epicenter, I suppose, for Faith Beyond, though. Truth be told, walking in against these long-range heroes at BKB is very difficult. He pokes around in the tree line. They appear to be ready for now. Nana confidently up top. He's going to go for the Manta Dodge. Doesn't connect the Burrow. Also a swing and a miss. Sand King continues to struggle as a hero in this series. Now the Hex, the turn, looking for a pickoff. Disruption is there to try and save the day, and Warriors Gaming get a reset for the moment. But Nana still working on building. He's confident up in front. A bit too confident as to BKB and take the grave, and now a frantic scramble back. Faith Beyond, another miss there on the Burrow. The man's got to hit one sooner or later, but it won't be now. Ice Ice, he tries to salvage this. The buyback on the Sand King. They've already lost the Slardar too. 2 big initiators down. The coil follow-up. Excellent play from Kangaroo. Now the Eclipse, the BKB, but up high. They go in the Epicenter. This one's better. Faith Beyond finally finding the opening. But an expensive hold, Kevin. But they do hold. For the most part.
Is that the first Eclipse?
I think that's the second.
Second? Okay.
The first one that felt like it did something, I would say.
It's a really good one, at least. But, I mean, I'm just looking over at the farm levels of Warriors Gaming, and that seems so easy for them to take a barracks there. Yeah, they lost 3 heroes, but they still lost barracks. They got the tier 3 on the mid lane as well. That's going to be opened up. Maybe that goes a little differently. The gem is definitely behind enemy lines here for Warriors Gaming, but they've got a Hex on the Puck. They've got Yule Sephiroth, 5k gold on Drow Ranger. All of these guys are still transitioning. Puck is another 2,400 past what he has right now.
Well, on the side of Wings, I guess the silver lining is Alk starting to hand out those Aghanim Scepters. He just gave one to Luna.
That makes a lot of sense. That's why they took so much damage. More HP to all of his heroes and his illusions as well. That's definitely one of the betters, really. I'd like to see one on maybe which is a great SD X game.
Yeah, that's true with the multiple demonic purges.
Yeah, just remove passives. Break Drow Ranger Precision, I think, temporarily. That's pretty solid. Elephants is not bad either, but it's maybe a little... You have to, like, ulti him while he's killing you. So maybe that one doesn't make too much sense, but...
At the same time, though, they held in the, like, they didn't totally lose their base. They didn't lose that second lane of Rex. They still lost to melee, and they did have to buy back. So as a result, Warriors Gaming, a pretty substantial gold lead, 6,000. Not overwhelming, but considering there's an Alk, being this close feels like a deficit for Wings. That's a lot bigger than what the graph shows.
Yeah, absolutely. The BKBs are still looking okay. Drow Ranger finds something.
Hasn't gotten one so far.
Eggs finally for draw.
Okay.
Should be pretty good. He'll get Diffusal Blade on multiple sources, Lifesteal on multiple sources. That's pretty solid.
So,
They just
42 minutes in, they're up a lane of racks. What do Wings Gaming, or sorry, what do Warriors Gaming need to do to close this out?
little team fights, little slow pushes. I think force staffs are definitely a big solution too. I think that last fight just went bad because for them because it was like epicenter bro strike on 2 with an Ags Luna ult on top. So just got to get each other out of those danger zones, and they should be in a good spot. MKB on sniper too. He's going to be ready to really mess up Alchemist or whoever he finds. Oh, and the smoke's going to break here.
Nana moving in. He's the man in front. Nice, nice. You can see him revving up the crush. He was thinking about a blink in. He hesitates. He's not going to go for it, but Puck, no hesitation. Kangaroo has no chill. BKB forced out on Shadow. He mans up onto Apu, jukes into the trees. The Eclipse being decently dodged so far, but it brings 3 heroes low. He cheeses. He still has a Satanic to try and survive a bit longer through this. The Puck died and bought back while this was all happening, so that Eclipse doing huge work. Nana now on the run, being forced back. Dazzle also low. Alchemist, a friggin' tank in the front lines will just slowly chip him down. Jin almost dead. He will end up falling, barely TPing out, so that's 3 dead with a buyback. God, that Aghanim is doing some serious work.
The fact that he held off the whole enemy team while Puck had one of the greatest ultis of my life that I've ever seen.
Imagine if like Sniper and Drow are just freely hitting heroes during that time, but just like that, Wings, they're not out of this yet.
A little too hopeful for his initiation there. It's going to slow the waves a little, but Wings, they're coming back into this one, taking good fights and getting value out of their skills.
And with the disruption, cancer spreading, Wings moving in on their own lane of racks here. The Glaives are bouncing. There's no buyback on Sniper available. 660 gold short because he just completed the MKB. So now a 1-to-1 lane of racks trade, though. It's a melee only for now versus a melee and a range bottom. But mid exposed for Wings with creeps moving in, starting to hit on tier 4s. But this game back and forth down the stretch. And now Wings over the last, like, what, 4 minutes? It's been almost a 10,000 gold swing.
Afu's also got 4,000 gold in the bank as a support. I would love this guy to spend his money, ideally on something like a pipe. Just block a lot of those Lucent Beams, or block like 1 1/3 Lucent Beams, but they need it. They need some magic resistance here to deal with that. Right now, that's the trouble. It's Epicenter, it's Luna ulti. Are there any new Ags? Nothing I'm seeing.
Yeah, just those for now.
No gem yet either on the dire team, it looks like. So
Blink has nothing on the courier, so doesn't look like he's that close to another eggs.
Give him 2 minutes, he'll be ready.
This is Alchemist we're talking about.
Luna's a bit hard to kill as well, Satanic plus Black King Bar, but she's still very vulnerable to physical, and the more
she
agility
has 3,000
she
health.
She does, but
that's a lot.
But they can do minus 22 armor just by having Elder Titan in there. That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, and maybe next time she doesn't have a cheese to work with. And the thing is, they can kite her pretty well with the Hurricane Pikes, so unless she BKBs. So she might not actually be able to hit heroes to get that life steal.
They did buy a gem now. Innocence Pain for that one. A little expensive. I definitely would have begged for my Octomine. No, I'd take an Ags over a gem. I would suck that one up instantly. Be like, okay,
nom. Blink nearly done farming at this point.
So Lincoln's here or Scotty on the Luna?
What do you prefer this game?
I don't know, man.
There's not that many great single target spells to block. Like Assassinate. I guess the Hex is the big one. Yeah. That's probably the main thing.
It's pretty big, I suppose.
Does Assassinate trigger it only triggers the Lincolns when it goes off, right?
When the projectile hits, yes.
Okay. So it's not really a good way to pop a Lincolns.
I think it's pretty likely he goes for Scotty here, but I do like the Lincolns idea. And I know AUI consistently has been buying Lincoln Spears late game on heroes like Luna, so could definitely be a Lincoln.
They're going to have to commit so much to kill her, and well, good call, Purge. There's the pipe. A late one, but given the way Wings' lineup has pivoted, it feels more and more like it's that Luna Eclipse that's really going to do the man in team fights.
Yeah, and they pick up 3 tomes of knowledge as well, and the other time giving 16 here. I've actually skill point on this build, actually. It's quite significant. 50% damage of their max HP. So against the tanky Luna, that's a lot.
Ward is going to scout out Blink, probably the one hero that they have no hope of killing with just 2. In fact, they're going to TP home, but the Siege is already revving up. Luna Illusion's bringing this tower down to half. All of a sudden, Wings just slow sieging the enemy base. But like you said, there is a Maelstrom for Ajit to try and deal with this push, but just a little glaive here, a little glaive there. Those towers, they're not getting their health back.
least the sniper can help with it. MKB on him, Maelstrom on Drow. But the fights are scary. Both of their cores are a little low in HP, and they went for 4 steps, right? Most of their survivability value comes from getting out of a bad situation. It worked great the first time they went high ground, but ever since then, the damage output, the ratio of their damage to the survivability of Wings has not been the same. And that's why they're not quite winning the same fights.
Aghanims number 2. Who's it going to go to? Shadow Demon or Sand King?
It's terrible. I mean, Thinking has been having some trouble hitting some burrow strikes this game. He's TPing in with Sand King. I think Shadow Demon's really great one to give it to, but it's going to be Sand King.
Alright, so basically your whole screen and then give it another 50%, like a screen and a half of gap closing here for Faith Beyond.
Yeah, and you got a 6-second timer to do a 30% movement speed slow on whoever you burrow strike, which is pretty good also. Not a bad thing. They're very good at high grounding now. I would say that's quite sure.
Really good gap close. Now, Wings Gaming do a pretty good save, but positioning will be of the utmost importance here. This Blink marches out, deploy the Chemical Rage, and the creep wave being muscled down, but they will come at the Weave. Wings maybe going to wait this one out. Weave has a pretty low cooldown. The window to push in is very small.
Just abuse the illusions, I guess. They send 2 Drow ones to the top lane. Those 2 split shot pretty well. Oh, those actually do split shot anyway. That's super good.
Oh, with the Ags.
Yeah. Quite effective there. Why pick Medusa? So they'll push out those lanes, but Wings should consistently have this advantage over their opponents because of the fact that Al can move around so rapidly with Boots of Travel plus Octarine. He can make Manta illusions, the Drow Ranger, the Luna can make Manta illusions. All these lanes should be pushed in pretty routinely here.
But they do lose a range racks mid. The tower bottom continues to slowly be chipped, and I mean the question at some point, does Warriors Gaming just have to come out of the base and fight? Do they smoke gank? Do they just run at Wings?
Well, they've got a gem. They're just scared to come out. And now what are Wings doing? In a moment here, they'll see Sand King mid. They're going to know that they're not there anymore, most likely. But it all comes down to can they get there in time before Roche dies, or does Warrior Gaming even realize? Again, they put more illusions on the bot lane just to make them maybe think that they're still there. And it's so late, all it takes is 2 of those. That's a dead Roche. Shadow peeking that up. It's going to go for Scottish Gold.
4,400 gold now. And still item slots available. That's the other thing, is Wings can access late game a bit better with not only more farm from the Alk, but also an extra item slot for every hero.
At some point, it's time to leave the base. I think they're really close. Now it's really but
now is probably about the worst possible time.
Yes. And interesting, the illusions of Luna, I believe, don't get the benefit of the Alchemist Axe HP. They have about 400 HP less. Unless that's just true. No, that's just no reason. Yeah.
No.
Didn't know that.
That's interesting.
But the whole
it says they have the buff though when you click on it.
Yeah, that's. But I assume it's from that because
it's because it's plus health, I guess, not stats.
No, it shouldn't be. It's when you buy those items normally, it's probably just the way that they go into Alkags. Heroes. So, anyways, Warriors Gaming pretty much just sitting in their base. Don't know if they're actually getting quite off farm now. The net worths are not quite the same. It's mostly Alk, obviously, but the next 3 after them are all their heroes, but it's going to keep getting better and better for Wings the longer this game goes as he buys more and more Aghanims. He's ready to buy 1 now.
Warriors Gaming finding themselves in the unenviable position of being under siege against a late game Shadow Demon lineup. They go in for the long range burrow, Nana getting slowed down a bit, but now they turn this with the Air Splitter. Assassinate revving up as well. He's low, he's almost dead. He burrows back to safety and will be kept alive for now. Cheese gets dropped. Quick refresh on his health pool. The tower nearly dead. They've almost accomplished their objective.
And they used Puck ulti on that. So they're going to go back.
Blink burrow, they're going to find Nana, but the 4-step back. Glimmer Cape as well. Tower nearly dead though. Got to keep an eye on objectives here. Slardar just gets chunked down. How dare you cross the kill zone? And that is this ramp. Now another burrow. Follow-up comes through. Still not committing to Shadow. Laying in with the Eclipse. They immediately run back, but he just marches forward. Has the Satanic active, not life-stealing much during this time. There was nothing to steal. And Shadow won't be particularly healthy after this. They got the tower, but they lost one.